So you just got this contract extension.
Yep.
It's fire. Congrats, brother.
Thank you, bro.
Very
Thank
well
you.
deserved.
It's big time.
And you know, with the Nets, it feels like you have a bigger role,
Yeah.
right? Like you
Yeah.
can kind of expand your game. Like I'm just thinking back to like the game 2 in the playoffs. I'm seeing like a different Cam than I seen at Phoenix.
Right.
Like you navigating the pick and roll, hitting the floater,
Right.
like
Dunking.
you punching on Joel Embiid. Like
Right.
Joel Embiid is Joel Embiid.
Facts.
Talk about like kind of your growth as a like your role with this Nets team.
Like I said, every aspect of the game I've been working on my whole entire career. So while I may not be navigating the pick and roll night in and night out, I'll work on it.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to be able to use it. I want to be able to execute effectively in different areas of the game when my number is called upon. So that's why I said this opportunity in Brooklyn allows me a little more of that freedom. You know, CP, Book, great players, even DA, number one pick, great player. That's a lot of options around
Yeah,
you.
a lot of options.
Where you have to, in a sense, sacrifice a bit of yourself to make the team a better unit. So I'll space the floor, I'll shoot in Phoenix, you know, I'll do all that stuff, drive closeouts. But in Brooklyn, I have a little bit more freedom with the ball, and it's the way we want to play. We want 5 guys to be able to spread the ball around, make plays for each other. So, you know, just being able to naturally just slide into that step, I think was good. You know, and with the comfort of having a preseason, a training camp with this group and getting comfortable, man, I'm just looking forward to just put my best foot forward, man, and put in the work, you know, out in front of everybody.
Yeah, like the work is working.
The work is working. And like you said, you practiced all of those things before. I was going to ask you, like, how was it from a mental standpoint? Like sometimes, like you played in Phoenix for all those years, and now your role is very different, like drastically different. Like now, okay, they may have not expected what they wanted from you in Phoenix like they do with Brooklyn now.
Yeah.
So like, how was your mindset switching? Like, okay, now they expect more from me. Like, how do you deal with that? Like,
Don't even think about it.
From a mental standpoint.
Don't even think about a hoop.
Just ball.
Just hoop.
Simple.
Just hoop, because the more you get to thinking and you get to, you know, it messes with you. So just go out there and hoop. And that's what our coaches encourage us to do, man. Go hoop. Go do what we do. We practice. We work on this. We're pros. Go hoop. That's the mentality.
And you play your best when you play free anyway. So
Exactly.
like you said, playing free, and you just let it fly.
Play free, and with that, just compete. Play for the brother next to you.
Facts. So you had the opportunity to play in the FIBA World Cup.
Yep.
Obviously didn't get the results that you wanted,
Yep.
but talk about the whole experience of even going out there and doing that. That's a whole experience in itself.
Yeah, because it's really cool, and it's the connections part of it is really cool. The ability to play alongside guys that we would otherwise never really get the ability to play alongside of, to play for coaches that we may never get a chance to play for, that are championship caliber coaches. You just learn through just being around it. You appreciate the game, and you know, you take away a lot from it. Obviously, the result is not what we wanted. You know, the loss to Lithuania didn't take us out of contention. We go back to that Final Four game against Germany, change a couple plays around, and it's a completely different story.
Right.
But that failure, I think there's a silver lining in that. You know, I didn't play. You know, I wasn't even playing much towards the end, and as a competitor, like, I don't, you know, you don't like that. So it's like, it gives you motivation. It gives you, you know, it makes you want to work harder, play harder. It makes you, you know, going into the season, like it gives you juice.
Yeah,
you know.
for
So
sure.
instead of looking at like, man, it's looking at like, man, I can't wait to get back out there and compete. You know what I mean? Because I feel I can do this, I can do that. I feel so. Such a great experience, man. The people were great. Everybody that was in the organization, from the coaches to the players to the support staff, equipment people, the logistics people, just great people. So that trip as a whole, you know, is a valuable experience and cool experience, and relationships that hopefully will last a lifetime.
Lifetime experience.
No, aren't the rules like a little bit different?
A
Like
lot
the
different.
3 seconds, like
no
the
defense
shorter
3 seconds, shorter 3-point line, but it's officiated a lot differently, and you only get 5 fouls as opposed to 6. So it's just a different game, man. There's no excuses. I felt like we still were the best team there, talent wise. But I got to give a ton of credit to Germany in the way they played, Canada in the way they played. These teams played, and of course, you know, Canada has a lot of NBA players, and Germany has a lot of NBA
too,
players.
like,
but they play really well. So it's nothing but credit to those guys. Like, I'm not going to sit here and take away anything from that. They earned it straight up. They beat us straight up. But you know, it's a different kind of game for sure.
Yeah.
It's a different kind of game. But they're playing the same rules that we're
Same
playing.
rules that
So
you're
there's
playing.
no
Yeah.
excuse.
It makes you like realize like people are like, oh, this guy can only do this. This guy can only do this. But like,
It's just how it is in the NBA.
Yeah, like
But
NBA
that's
players-
the NBA though. If you can do this, but if you can't do it at this level,
yeah,
because the other guy can do it at this level, then you don't even need to be doing it at all.
right,
Damn,
right,
right.
right.
So it's like the ball can only be in one person's hands at a time. So we all know people who are elite hoopers, elite one-on-one guys, right? But and you might be like, why didn't such and such make it in the NBA? Well, if their role, like if that's their bread and butter, like that's what they do, that's what they do. If they're a one-on-one guy, or they're really good at this, really good at that, but somebody else is better and they can't adjust, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
You
no,
won't
for
make
sure.
it.
Yeah.
Because you got to have 5 guys that fit together as a team. Ball can only be in one person's hands at a time. And generally it's in the hands of that superstar
Yep.
that's really good. So if
Yeah.
you're not better than him, then you really aren't serving a purpose on the court.
You're not gonna get.
Facts.
So
you're not gonna get
that's
the
where a
rock.
lot of this stuff happens, where, you know, you see guys that are real specialty guys, defenders, shooters, shot blockers. And that's how that dynamic plays out, in my opinion.